You know that scripture that says out of the mouth of babes? And that scripture, is something that's going to really hit in this particular video about the school to prison pipeline, okay? I want you to check out this video.
The jail.
So we send you to jail?
Yes, the bus, the cafeteria, the lunch plates, the hallways, basketball, the outside of it, and back to the buses.
So where you going?
They're sending us to jail.
Now, that child just figured out the whole playbook. They're sending us to jail. Their whole public school system is really built and cultivated like prison. This is why I want our black children to be in institutions ran and controlled by black people, for number one. And if we all do have public schools in a black town, that we run it our way, not their way, okay? Because our children being funneled into the prison system is something that they bank on. That's why I'm telling you, at one point in time in this country, we had no cops in those schools, and the school ran just fine, right? When they start having police officers in schools, it's not that the fight stopped. Sometimes some of it increased. Nobody was worried about no police or whatever, right? A kid fighting in school, they get suspended, whatever, fine. You have these school shooters who are cornering them. The police don't be doing anything to stop that. So what are they there for? What are they there for? These kids get in a fight, they want to be putting charges on them, send them to juvenile court and all that. That's a way for them to quickly get them into the system. You understand? But that's why I've always tried to work so hard to keep my little girl out of public school. I'm like, man, I'll work whatever I got to work to keep her out. I'll pay whatever tuition I got to pay to keep her out. I said, because I don't want her, especially when she was extremely young, around those people and the way they do these things. My little girl was in the Nation of Islam school for a long while. And she, all the way up until a certain point. Then she's at the current school she is now. And it's still, hey, my child don't know how it is to be in school with them folks controlling it. She just don't know it. Now, eventually she may have to transition to one, but she's so equipped, with me at least, she'll be able to handle what she needs to handle. Because in the real world, you got to deal with certain things, unfortunately. But, she got about at least 3 more years at that particular school. So, hey, just the high school part, she may have to transition to something else. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen by that time in the next 3 years. But, the way they treat our children, you gotta be on top of them. But yes, they're definitely, want the school to prison pipeline to target our children. Okay. And we have to stand up against that, especially these cities where we have a lot of population, like a Chicago, Houston, Atlanta, different places like that. We have a lot of population. We need to make sure these schools are on the up and up and make sure that our children are not being criminalized in these public schools. Because none of our children need to be going to prison. They need to be going to trade school, some sort of art institute or college, whatever. But they don't need to be going to no prison. Not at all.